Big changes coming to Air Canada Aeroplan. Use your credit card to get SkyTeam Elite Status. And the best credit card welcome bonus offers for August. All this and more on Rewards Canada's This Week in Rewards for August 8th, 2025. If you're looking to make the most of your loyalty programs and credit card rewards, you've come to the right place. This is your weekly dose of loyalty rewards, travel, and credit card happenings from Canada's original points and miles resource, Rewards Canada. As always, before we kick things off, to let you know that all the topics we cover in today's video, you'll find links to them in the description below so you can read our full in-depth articles and features and on the offers that you find all within this video. I'm your host, Patrick, and this week we're gonna flip things around because the big news is loyalty news. So we're gonna do loyalty and travel news first, and then we'll follow that up with credit cards. So yes, the big news this week are the Air Canada Aeroplan changes. There's a good chance you've probably seen or heard about them because it's been all across the media, been all over the internet, been on Reddit, you name it, anywhere you go, you can kind of see this news. But just in case you haven't, we're gonna cover it here and we're gonna go over details and maybe give a little more analysis and some of my opinion on it. So basically what's happening with Air Canada Aeroplan, the changes are gonna come in on January 1st, 2026. So they're going to be changing how Aeroplan members earn points on Air Canada flights. They're going to 100% revenue-based model with that. And they're also going to a single elite qualification metric and getting rid of the 3 different elite qualification metrics that have been part of the program. So let's take a look at these changes. So the first big change is that going to that 100% revenue-based earn model on Air Canada flights. This is what a lot of airlines around the world have already done. They award points based on what you spend and not how far you fly. Right now, currently with Air Canada, the model is distance, but it's also got a fare class percentage factor to it. So, Air Canada's had a hybrid model. They've kind of went revenue-based, but not fully like they are now as of January 1st, 2026. So what's going to happen here now is whatever you pay for your ticket minus government fees and taxes, third-party fees and taxes, you will earn 1 point per dollar spent if you're a base Aeroplan member. And then if you have elite status, you're going to earn 2 to 6 times more. You'll see the graphic on the screen. It shows you what, an Aeroplan 25K earns 2 times. If you're super elite, you're going to earn 6 times the points per your dollar spent. And I will note that that's dollars spent on base fares and on carrier surcharges. There are no points earned on extras like seat selection, baggage, and all that. Air Canada did tell us they're working on that, so hopefully we'll see them institute that here in the near future. So what does this change mean in terms of how many points you're going to earn on flights? Well, it really depends on the fare class you buy, depends on how much you're spending on the flight and where you're flying to. I did some quick analysis and they gave some examples. I'm going to be putting examples up on the screen. You can see that Air Canada provided or ones that we took. Really, you will earn more points. Basically, you will come out ahead for the more expensive tickets, and if you have elite status, basically the people who spend more with Air Canada will be rewarded more. And Air Canada has even said that in their interviews and the stuff that they said, they really want to, reward those that are loyal to Air Canada. And spending more with Air Canada, I should say though, because there are people who are loyal to Air Canada who don't spend a lot, but some of them will actually come out ahead with more points earning. And that's kind of the shorter haul flights within Canada where people were buying economy basic because you would only be earning maybe 10% because it was distance-based times by the fare class. And economy basic was only 10% of that distance. So it didn't matter if you were buying an expensive flight, say from Northern Canada to Southern Canada, or maybe from the Maritimes to the Prairies or something like that, you might have been spending $500 or $600 on a ticket and only earning maybe a couple hundred points on that flight. So now you'll be earning if it's not a ton, if you're spending $500 on a flight, you're gonna earn 500 points, but it's 500 versus what might have been 150 or 200 before. So definitely the basic economy within Canada has gotten better. I think for most travelers, even if you're a one-time-a-year traveler, you're going to earn a few more points. Now, is 300 or 400 more points going to make a huge difference? Not really, but it is more points. But really, the people I think who are taking the brunt of this hit are those people who are buying the cheap long-haul fares because you were getting a bigger percentage of your distance. Even Air Canada had an example on their own site where, flying to Paris, you would earn almost 7,000 points. And now if that fare is $1,500, you're only going to earn 1,500 points. So that's a huge hit. And that is where the biggest change in this points earning model happens. And that is with the long haul cheap fares. And then of course, the super elite, 6 times points, and if you're buying a more expensive fare, business class fare. Leo, there's an example I'll put up on the screen right now, in that a super elite buying a super expensive business class fare will earn 35K status, which is one flight. Sorry, I'm talking status there, but the amount of points that will earn are huge too. They would be earning something like, what is it? They would be earning over 50,000 points, on a fare that's $9,000, because they're earning 6 times points. And yeah, like I said, so the elite status, they would get 35K just from that flight, basically, even though they're super elite. But you know what I mean, like in terms of like requalification or something like that. I encourage you to go read our article, because there's more examples there, but you will see from them that basically it is that long haul cheaper fares where things end up being worse for most people. But then you'll see that like the economy basic within Canada tends to be better for most people. Surprisingly, what I find with this is that in general, I think more people will actually earn more Aeroplan points, because the majority of people flying with Air Canada are flying domestically within Canada, and they are flying on those cheaper fares, so they may end up earning more. And like I mentioned about the flying from the north to the south, it's those people who have to pay those expensive fares, even when they're basic, who haven't been earning a lot of Aeroplan points. So they're going to be earning more points. But like I said, on the flip side, those people buying the long haul flights to Europe, to Asia, South America, where they have been buying the cheaper fares, but have been earning a lot of points based on distance, they are taking the brunt of this hit. In terms of other point accumulation, things haven't changed there. Partner airlines, you still earn based on fare class and distance. Non-airline partners, that all stays the same. I had some people asking me like, well, what else is affected? It's just the points earning on Air Canada that has been changed with this revenue-based model. All right, let's look at the elite status. So for as long as I can remember, and that's a long time, Air Canada has had multiple ways you could qualify for status. That was based either on distance or the amount of segments that you started flying. And then later on, they also added in the SQD, or the status qualifying dollar requirement, where you had to spend a certain amount of dollars on Air Canada flights to also achieve that status. And that's all going away. So SQM, SQS, and SQD will no longer be a thing as of January 1st. It's all going to be SQC, which stands for Status Qualifying Credits. And these status qualifying credits, for the most part, are revenue based. They come down to what you spend with Air Canada. With other partners and that, it varies on how much you're earning with them in terms of points or things like that. But the majority of it, like flying with Air Canada, is based on what you spend on your fare classes. So earning them is quite simple on Air Canada flights. You earn 2 SQC per dollar spent on economy standard fares, and then you earn 4 SQC for flex and higher. Simple as that, and that's it. And then you can earn the additional SQC through partners, credit cards, things like that. You can see the breakdown up on the screen right now. 2 SQC per dollar spent on standard fares and e-upgrade add-ons, 4 per Canadian dollar for flex fares and up, and then you earn 1 SQC per $1 spent on Air Canada vacations, and there's unlimited SQC earning through Air Canada spending. Now, Aeroplan partner earning, you earn 1 SQC per 5 points earned with Star Alliance partners. Then you earn another 1 SQC per 5 points earned with travel and retail. So, if you're earning with their hotel partners, car rentals, things like that, you will earn 1 SQC for every 5 points. And that is capped at 25,000 SQC per year. Credit card spend, you earn 1,000 SQC for every 5,000 spent on Aeroplan premium cards. Plus, you're also going to get this 10% Head Start benefit, which we'll talk about quickly here right after this. And then if you have a core card, I should explain. So a premium card in Air Canada is what we call ultra premium here on Rewards Canada. And that's like your Aeroplan Reserve cards from American Express, or your Visa Infinite Privilege cards from CIBC and TD. And then you have your core cards, where you're going to earn 1,000 SQC per $20,000 spent. So that's cards like your Aeroplan card from American Express, or the Visa Infinite cards from TD and CIBC. Just like we see with the current program, entry-level cards like the Visa Platinum from TD, or just the no-fee CIBC Aeroplan Visa card, those do not earn any SQC. So I think here quickly I'm going to touch upon the credit card thing. So the core cards, they take a big hit on the SQC. Now, some people have reached out and saying, oh, it's going to take a lot more spend, or I'm not going to receive elite status through the core cards. You still can, though. There is a way, and that's through everyday qualifying. You can receive your Aeroplan 25K status with those 100,000 EDQ, everyday qualifying points, which the core credit cards can still get. What you're going to earn less of on the core cards is the actual status qualifying credits. If you were somebody who was banking on getting a lot of credits from your credit card to maybe push you past 25K, to get 35, 50, to add on to your flights, that will be tougher with the core credit cards for sure now. So let's look at actually qualifying for elite status. I'll put the graphic up on the screen. So the actual value for the different levels, 25K, 35K, 50, and 75, those haven't changed. You still have to get 25,000, but now it's 25,000 SQC to get 25K, 35,000 to get 35K, and so on. The only increased level is super elite. That is jumping to 125,000 SQC from the current 100,000 SQM that is required there. Now, I think what we need to look at here though is, the combination of things. somebody like who qualified for 25K could do it on 25 segments and 3,000 SQD. Now you're gonna have to actually spend, at least, 12,500 with Air Canada to get that. So that's, 4 times more spend in terms of that 3,000 SQD. Now, somebody flying 25 segments and only spending 3,000 SQD, that's just the minimum. I mean, you're looking at just over $100 a segment. It's plausible, it's feasible, it can be done, but I'm sure most people are spending more than that. But, maybe people are only spending 4, 5, 6,000, and now they have to be spending 12,500 to get that 25K status. And it kind of, and that trickles down the line, right? It's the same thing for all the other levels in that case, in that you have to, more than likely be spending more because the SQD requirement was relatively low for some of those levels. People were achieving status with maybe 1 or 2 long haul flights, and that's going to change now unless you have elite status and are buying the most expensive fares. Again, coming down to rewarding those who spend the most, and I guess the best way to say are most profitable for Air Canada as an airline. And the one thing you'll see from the previous graphic where I showed you can earn up to 25,000 SQC per year on partner earning and also up to 25,000 SQC on credit card earning, that means you could theoretically achieve 50K status without setting foot on an Air Canada plane. Now that will take a lot of spending, to earn 25,000 SQC through partners, especially if you're not flying, like the car rental and hotel and other partners like that. It would take a lot of spending, but just letting you know, it is possible. And same thing with the credit card, now like with a core card, to get 25,000 SQC, you're gonna have to spend $500,000 on the card. That is a lot of spending to get that, but hey, maybe that's you, maybe you can do it. But I mean, if you're spending that much on a credit card, go for the infinite privilege, because you're gonna, you'll earn that SQC a lot faster. So I know it's these elite status changes, the move to the status qualifying credits, where there's been a lot of uproar.
What did you say, Flintstone?
You go to the subreddits for Air Canada and Aeroplan, you see it on other forums and even some comments we've received by email and on our site. There's a lot of people who are not happy with the new elite status, because for a lot of people, it's going to take a lot more spend with Air Canada. If you're somebody who already spends a lot with the airline, you probably won't change. I know some of the comments at least do have people saying, it's going to actually end up being better for them. I would love to hear from our viewers. Let us know in the comments below what you think of the elite status qualification changes, and if it's going to be better for you or worse for you. The more we hear from people, the more data we get, the better. I know on the internet, more people like to complain than talk about positive things, but please tell us, if it's a positive for you, or tell us if it's a negative for you. We like to hear both sides of the story when it comes to changes in loyalty programs or credit cards. Now I'll go to that Head Start thing I'd mentioned a little bit earlier here. So the premium credit cards, so this is ultra premium in Rewards Canada's terminology. So like your infinite privilege and reserve cards are going to get a 10% head start for qualifying, and this is replacing the rollover SQM. So what happens with this 10% head start program, whatever you earn as an elite member during the year, you're going to get 10% of that amount given to you as a head start for the next year's qualification. Now, depending on how it worked for you in the past, this can be a good thing or this can be a bad thing. Because for some people, the rollover SQMs could turn out to be something really big. So for example, if you have 95,000 SQM and did qualify for 75K status, you would have 20,000 SQM roll over. But in the new program, you only get 10%. So that 95,000 only gives you 9,500 SQC as your rollover. Well, it's your head start, but you know what I mean. So it really depends on where you hit or what level you hit of SQC in the new program, whether the 10% works better for you or if it works worse for you in terms of the current rollover SQM program. Again, I would love to hear more comments from people about this. Good or bad, How does it affect you? And the next change to the elite status part of the program are new milestone benefits. So like we've seen from other airlines, when you hit certain levels of elite status qualification tiers, you're going to earn benefits. And the way these new milestone benefits are set up is that you get one with every 10,000 SQC earned up to 200,000 SQC. Once you're over 200,000, then you get one for every 20,000 SQC. So for example, if you hit the 10,000 mark, you're going to get 10 E-upgrade credits. 20,000, you get to select a choice of something like a priority reward, 10 E-upgrade credits, 30% off car rentals, 5,000 Aeroplan points, 2 lounge passes, and so on and so forth. There's a lot of levels. There's a lot of things you can select from. I recommend just going to the Aeroplan site to see all of them. You can get an idea of all the different things you'll be able to select. They've made the selection process easier on the website as well, or will be making it easier so that it's a little more intuitive and easier to pick those milestone benefits. But by adding milestone benefits, what they've gotten rid of are select benefits, priority rewards, and threshold E-upgrades and gifts. They've been replaced by these milestone benefits. There are some negative changes in this because some of the core benefits, especially on the lower end tiers, are gone, like or not gone, but lower. You'll earn less E-upgrade credits now. You can make up for those with the milestone benefits, but as a core benefit, you're getting less. Again, pros and cons here. I'd love to hear you guys' comments, what you think of the milestone benefits. Are they gonna benefit you more, or are they gonna benefit you less? I hope a lot of you guys do comment. I'd love to see our comment section kind of light up here with everybody's thoughts on all these changes that are happening to Air Canada. So those are the primary things. There are a few additional little things we can discuss. Like I mentioned earlier in the video, everyday qualification remains. So you can still earn 25K status by simply earning 100,000 points that are EDQ, or everyday qualifying. So you can do that through flying, everyday activities. So like I said, you should be able to reach that 25K by credit card, even if you may not be earning 25,000 SQC. Million mile recognition. The lifetime qualifying miles remain here, but it's going to be based on distance. So depending on the fare class, so you may earn more points towards that lifetime recognition. But on the flip side, they've gotten rid of distance-based multipliers that count towards million mile. So for those people who are buying the more expensive fares and getting the fare bonuses, those no longer apply. So it's going to be harder to reach million mile status. So again, pros and cons here happening to that. Like we mentioned, the E upgrades 25, 30, and 50K get less core credits with their tier. Add-ons on standard fares will increase, but they've also expanded the number of travel companions that you can use your E upgrades to 4. So that's good news in that part, I guess. And Banked Super Elite continues to be an option as a milestone benefit at 200,000 SQC. And the last thing I'll touch upon here is Air Canada has promised more promotions, more frequent promotions. So probably for flying with Air Canada, we're going to see more offers. And right now, the early bird offer where you earn 2 times points on flights, not to Canada or US, but pretty much everywhere else in the world, you can earn 2 times points as long as you book your flights by August 15th for travel this fall. I can put the link below because you do have to register for that offer. So they're promising more of those offers. So hopefully we will see a lot more where, kind of that middle of the road people, because I did a few media interviews on this and they're like, who's the most affected? The analogy I've been using kind of in my media hits is that it's kind of that age-old adage of the rich get richer. I mean, we've seen this with a lot of the airline programs that move to revenue-based. They reward those who spend more with them or who can spend more with them. But like I mentioned towards the start of the video, economy basic within Canada does better too. So the people who are buying the cheapest fares are going to do a little bit better in terms of earning points. Yeah, it's not a huge amount, but they are getting better. But the people who are taking, I guess, the brunt of the negative changes are the middle of the road people, kind of in between. If you were going to say, the rich get richer, the poor, I guess, are getting a little richer. It's the middle class who are taking the brunt of the changes. I guess that's the best way I can set this analogy in terms of the changes that are happening to Air Canada Aeroplan. Like I said, leave me some comments below. I'd love to hear everybody's feedback, good or bad, on what they think of the upcoming Aeroplan changes. All right, so tying into Air Canada Elite Status and even WestJet Elite Status, Hotel Elite Status, even more, and even premium credit cards, World Elite, World, Visa Infinite or Infinite Privilege cards or Amex Platinum. There is a new status match offer where you can pay to get status with a SkyTeam airline. Now that airline is Kenya Airways. Kenya Airways doesn't fly to Canada, but Canadians can apply for the status, and then you can use that SkyTeam Elite status that you get from this paid status match for flights on Delta, Air France, KLM, you name it, any SkyTeam partner, you can use these benefits. And then perhaps you can even parlay your elite status with Kenya Airways into maybe a different program, depending on the other program's status match requirements. So this is very similar. You may recall a few months ago I talked about the Vietnam Airlines status match opportunity. This one is almost the same, except in some ways it's a little bit better. And the reason why, it still has the same airlines that you can match from. So for Canadians, that's mainly Air Canada and WestJet. You can match your WestJet or Air Canada status to get, up to the highest level, up to platinum in Kenya Airways. If you're platinum, or like I believe 75K or higher, I don't have in front of me with Air Canada, or you can go to their gold level or silver level, depending what level you are with the airlines. But they also have the hotel option, which we saw with Vietnam Airlines. But the hotel option with the Vietnam only got you to the base level of Vietnam Airlines. Whereas here you can actually match to gold, which is the middle level with Kenya Airways, which actually gets you SkyTeam Elite Plus, which is the highest elite level within the SkyTeam Alliance. So that's actually really good news. So if you have, like, say, the Platinum card from American Express, where you get free Marriott Gold or free Hilton Gold, so you can use that to get the SkyTeam Elite Plus status. Now, like I said, this is a paid match opportunity. So for the lowest level, you typically pay $99 US, but any higher, gold or platinum in Kenya Airways, you're going to pay US $299. That could be worth it. What is that? That's about just over $400 Canadian to parlay one of your elite statuses to have SkyTeam Elite status. So, if you're going to have a couple SkyTeam flights coming up, maybe that $400 is worth it to you to get the elite status with them. If you have more than a couple flights, it will definitely be worth it to do the match. But like I said, even credit cards are included. Now, with the credit cards, you can only match to the base level in Kenya Airways, which is their silver status, which gets you SkyTeam Elite, not Elite Plus, but SkyTeam Elite status. There aren't a huge amount of benefits there, but it's $99 US. And if you have no elite status anywhere, you can use your World Elite MasterCard, your World MasterCard, your Visa Infinite Privilege as your ticket to getting this match within SkyTeam. And hey, you have SkyTeam Silver, and like I said, maybe you can use that to match with another airline. You'll get a little bit of priority benefits, like priority check-in and things like that when you fly with a SkyTeam airline. So if you can maybe find value of spending, what is that, just under $140 Canadian to use your credit card to get SkyTeam status for a year, then by all means, go ahead and do it. I think it's actually a pretty decent option. And the last thing we're going to cover in loyalty and travel, this is more travel-based because you don't have to be a loyalty member for this, but WestJet has launched a real-time auction to bid for upgrades during the last 24 hours before a flight. So, once the check-in process opens, you can bid for an upgrade to premium or business class, depending on which flight you're flying on with WestJet. And this is live, so it's not like the other upgrade processes that the airlines have, or even WestJet already has, where you put a bid in and you wait to see if you get something. This one is live up on the screen. So you bid $200 for an upgrade, somebody will see that live. They may bid $205 and it'll be going through. It is literally a live auction. So it's kind of cool that WestJet now has this, that you can bid on select WestJet flights. They've gamified the option of buying upgrades to flights, which is really cool. So maybe if you're bored in the boarding area and you're like, you know what, this is actually going to be a longer flight, I'm sitting back in economy and you want a better seat, yeah, you can go try and bid. You can see what people are bidding. Maybe you'll be lucky, not have to spend very much. I don't know. I believe they probably do have set minimum amounts. I should look at the notes here. Yeah, there is a minimum starting bid. So there'll probably be a bid about. So hopefully they're not going to be like crazy high. If you've tried this out or will be trying it out shortly, let me know, or let us know in the comments below. I'd love to hear how that process actually works. Like I said, this is something new. Haven't tried it out myself yet. So if you're flying WestJet in the next few days and are going to give it a shot, definitely let us know below in the comments how it works for you. So before we continue on to credit card news, if you like today's video, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe to our channel if you don't do so yet, hit that notification bell so you're notified when we do post new videos, share the video with friends, family, coworkers, you name it, anybody you think can benefit from the topics we cover, and leave us a comment below, whether you have a question on something we've covered, a clarification on anything. Actually, it doesn't even have to be stuff we covered in the video. If you just have questions on anything to do with loyalty and credit cards in Canada, we'll do our best to answer your comments as soon as we can. All right, so that takes us into credit cards, and it literally is a quiet week of credit card news. So I'm just gonna quickly go over, I've covered these a lot of times in past videos, and that's our monthly look at the best welcome bonus offers on credit cards for the month. So we do 3 posts, one for travel, one for cash back, and one for small business cards. They haven't changed too much. Actually, well, I shouldn't say that. Small business changed quite a bit this month, but travel and cash back haven't changed too much. But I'll tell you, so what we do in terms of our valuation and welcome bonus offer, it is taking strictly the value of the points or miles you earn or cashback that you earn as the welcome bonus and subtract any annual fee or annual fees, because some offers require 2 years. So it's 2 years of annual fees before you get the whole offer. We don't take any other benefits into account into the valuation. It's strictly for those welcome bonus points or miles or cashback. So we'll just go through these kind of quick, because I said there aren't a lot of changes except for small business. So the best travel card offers, and these you'll want to jump on sooner than later, a lot of these, because a lot of the offers right now are the elevated offers from American Express, which are ending on August 18th. I'm recording this August 8th, so there's only 10 days left for those. So the best travel credit card welcome bonus offers for August, number one is still the Marriott Bonvoy American Express card. You can earn up to 110,000 Marriott Bonvoy points, which with our valuation is a minimum of $860 in value. In second is the BMO VI Porter World Elite MasterCard. It's up to 70,000 VI Porter points with a minimum value of $851. Third spot is the American Express Aeroplan Reserve Card, up to 130,000 Aeroplan points. Minimum value is $752. And then you have the Cathay World Elite MasterCard powered by Neo in fourth spot. That's up to 60,000 Asia miles with a minimum value of $720. And then rounding out in fifth spot is the BMO Air Miles World Elite MasterCard. You can get up to 7,000 Air Miles where the minimum value is $615. All right, let's jump right into cashback card offers. So the best cashback card offers, and I'll tell you this as well, we don't just consider cashback cards in these rankings. We also consider travel cards that have the cashback component, because a lot of times they offer you more cashback than the cashback cards themselves. And that we see right here. The number one card is the American Express Gold Rewards card. This is a travel card, but its welcome offer cashback value is $400. That's the highest out of any for cashback returns. In second is the TD Cashback Visa Infinite card. Its welcome offer is worth $350 in cashback. In third spot, you have the BMO Cashback World Elite MasterCard. Its welcome bonus offer is $335 in cashback value. Fourth spot, we have another travel-based card, and that's the Scotiabank Gold American Express card. Its offer of 50,000 SEAM Plus points and no annual fee in the first year is worth $335 towards cashback. And rounding out the top 5 cashback welcome bonus offers is actually tied. It's 2 cards. It's the CIBC Dividend Visa Infinite card or the CIBC Dividend Platinum Visa card, which are offering a $250 cashback. Now we'll look at the small business ones. Usually the small business I don't cover in our videos. So why not for this month? Because some of these offers are changing and you should probably know this. What changed this month is CIBC had some really huge bonuses on their Aeroplan and Aventura cards. Those are gone on their Aventura and Aeroplan business cards. I mean, they have welcome bonuses. They're just not as big. So the top 5 changed. And for this month, it is the Marriott Bonvoy Business American Express card, which is first. It's offering up to 130,000 bonus Bonvoy points, which has a minimum value of $1,000. In second place, the American Express Aeroplan Business Reserve, up to 140,000 points, minimum value of $902. And then you have the CIBC Aeroplan Visa Business Plus card in third, up to 60,000 Aeroplan points with a minimum value of $780. Followed by the TD Aeroplan Visa Business card, up to 60,000 Aeroplan points with a minimum value of $751. And rounding out is the more expensive CIBC Aeroplan Visa Business card, also 60,000 Aeroplan points, but because it has a higher annual fee, its minimum value is only $720. And that takes us into the bonus blast. This is where we take a look at a few of the bonus miles and points offers we've added to the website over the past week, the ones that we feel should be highlighted out of the 20, 30, 40 or more offers that are added during the course of a week. And this week, we're going to kick it off with Air Miles. They have the Air Miles Back to School event for Air Miles Shop. So this is their online shopping portal, just like Aeroplan eStore, WestJet eStore. They are offering up to 250 bonus miles when you do your online shopping through them up until September 1st. So you'll earn 50 bonus miles when you earn just one base mile from one retailer. So you go do one purchase, typically $20 earns you that one base mile, depends on the retailer though, and you're gonna earn 50 bonus miles. Do that twice, 2 different retailers, you can get 125 bonus miles. Do that 3 times from 3 different retailers, now it has to be 3 separate retailers, 250 bonus miles. Now that is not a cumulative bonus, like you won't earn 50 and then 125 and then 250, it's whatever level you hit, that's the bonus you get. But then you'll also earn extra miles. A lot of the retailers have extra miles right now, like 2 times miles or 5 times miles. So be sure to check those out. There's gonna be even more coming along during the month. This is a good way to rack up some more miles for back to school shopping if you're doing that back to school shopping online. Now you can stack this with offers like the Lenovo statement credits that are offered through Amex offers. You register your Amex card, and if you spend, I think, what is it, $750, you get $75 back. And Avion Select also has that offer of spend $750 with Lenovo to get $75 back. So you can stack those because Avion Select, you link your Amex credit card to your Avion Select account and then use that Amex card to do the purchase through Air Miles shops for Lenovo, and you're gonna earn $150 in cashback credits if you spend that $750, plus whatever miles you earn through Air Miles shops for that Lenovo purchase. Now we'll go into a hotel bonus. So Hyatt is well known for their new hotel bonus. So every time they add a new hotel or a hotel gets renovated and reopens, they offer 500 bonus World of Hyatt points per night for stays at these new locations. And the newest batch came out. They always reset at the start of the month, or I shouldn't say reset, they add new hotels. They come out with new offers at the start of the month. And we have 2 new Canadian locations in there, and that is the Hyatt Vancouver downtown Alberni. That's one we covered in a few videos ago. This was that conversion from Shangri-La to Hyatt. So because it's a new Hyatt hotel, they're offering 500 bonus points per night until October 30th. And then we have the new Hyatt Place Whitehorse, which we covered in our new hotels video way back at the start of the year. This hotel is set to open mid-August, so just in a few days actually from when I'm recording this video. So between August 12th and November 29th, you can also earn 500 bonus World Hyatt points per night for stays at this new Hyatt Place Whitehorse. I'm looking forward. I want to try out this hotel. My family, we've been talking about it, so maybe we're going to do a Northern Lights trip here coming up to check out that hotel. If it's before November 20th, I'll earn 500 bonus points per night because you can earn it on paid stays or on your award nights. So if you're redeeming points, you can also earn this 500 points per night, and you don't even have to register for it. Just make sure your World of Hyatt number is on your reservation. And now we'll talk about another hotel, Hilton, but this time Hilton is offering their 100% for buying Hilton Honors points. This happens every month. I'm not even gonna go into details about buying points. Actually, if you want a good pointer video on the value of buying points or miles, check out last week's video where we talked about how you can get $16,000 of business class flights for like under $6,000, those type of things. There is value in buying points. Hilton, there are some expensive locations out there where you can work out a discount by buying the points instead. So this offer is available until September 25th, and you get 100% bonus if you buy 5,000 or more Hilton points. And we're going to continue on with hotels, and this is now IHG One Rewards. They've sent out a targeted offer for members to earn 2 times points on all their stays in September, starting with the second stay. So not after your first stay, but after your second stay, you can earn 2 times points on all stays. I unfortunately was not targeted for this. I tried registering for it because I didn't receive an email. So I tried registering for it, and IHG does a good job with their system. They'll tell you whether you are valid for the promotion or not. I was not valid, of course. But yeah, so if you are targeted for this, be sure to register for it right away. You can book your stays right away as well, but it's valid for stays from September 1st to 30th. You'll earn 2 times points starting with that second stay. So as I said in the blog post about this, that, if you can split up a stay. Maybe you have one stay that's going to be 2 nights. You can split that up to 2 different hotels as long as it works, as long as the hotels aren't too far from each other or whatever. As long as you want a hotel hop, make sure you do the cheaper stay first and then the more expensive stay second, because that second stay is going to start earning the double points, and you want to earn the double points on the more expensive stays. And that's everything in terms of bonuses. Remember to always check out the Rewards Canada bonus offer section at rewardscanada.ca/bonuses.html to check out all the bonus offers. Don't go book any flights, hotels, car rentals until you check there first, because a lot of people are leaving points, miles on the table, and that's money that you're leaving on the table by not taking advantage of those bonus offers. We have our hotel bonus offers map, our searchable table for hotel bonuses. There are so many tools we have to help you find those bonus offers so that you can earn more miles, more points, and more rewards. And that's all she wrote for today. Be sure to check out rewardscanada.ca and or our socials on a daily basis if you can, because there are things we do not cover in this video. There are things that do not make it into our newsletter because they are short term and they expire before our newsletter goes out on Friday. But at the very least, you should be subscribing to that newsletter because it is a roundup of everything that we've covered that week. It's sent out every Friday. And then Saturdays is our bonus bulletin. That is where we do summarize every single bonus mile and point offer we've added to the Rewards Canada website over the past week. Those bonus miles and points offers are your ticket, as I've already said, to more miles, more points, and more rewards. Thank you everybody for tuning in. I hope you guys have a great weekend. I'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye.